Hello, my name is Sebbi and welcome back to the coffee break in Minecraft. Today is Wednesday, July 9th, 2025. Today I will continue to harvest sugarcanes while talking about the journey to Japan. I first need to feed my little hungry cat. I think it's time for another cod. Cod was the fish of the day yesterday. So cat, are you excited for another cod? You look excited, that's good. Here you go. And you start to purr right away, wow. Okay, cod was the perfect selection. The cat is happy, that's cool. Yeah, let's step outside. Say good morning to the bees. Say good morning to the salmon. Speaking of bees, there's one of these guys. Very excited about the dandelion. That's cool. I hope you're having a great time, my little bee friend. You're really taking time collecting the pollen, right? Okay, that goes. Good morning, sunshine. Let's head over to the mine and harvest some sugar canes. After having visited the Team Labs exhibition in the Botanical Garden of Osaka, we planned to leave Osaka the next day and move to Kyoto. But first, we wanted to see a local market. Went to one of the biggest markets in Osaka to see what kind of fish and other things they sell there. I find it always interesting going to those marketplaces and just seeing what they have to offer, what kind of food they offer. That's, well, always exciting. That's very cool. Yeah, they had a pretty interesting selection of fish, of mussels, of crabs, of beef. I mean, the region is also famous for its Kobe beef. So there's lots of fuss around it. During the journey to Japan, I wanted to try Kobe beef, but after figuring out that basically 100 grams equals 100 euros, I decided, okay, I'm excited to try cool and interesting stuff, but that's too much. That's definitely too much. But yeah, it was cool going to that marketplace, just seeing what they have to offer, seeing some fish, finding it a little bit sad to see some of the. I mean, they had living fish in their aquariums partly, but they didn't really look that healthy. So I'm not quite sure if this should really give me some good appetite for these guys or not, because I rather found them okay. You don't look fresh. You're still alive, but you look pretty in bad shape, Mr. Fish. So I'm not quite sure if that's really a fresh fish then. But anyways, it was interesting to browse that market to see all the stuff they sell. Then we are thinking about what to do basically the rest of the day. Wanted to go to Kyoto, but we also don't want to go there right away. And we decided to go to Nara, which is a nice temple town, which is especially famous for deers. There are lots of basically tamed deers, so to say, that are walking about. Basically, the entire city is crowded by deers. And that's cool. This was exciting. Not only they had those very cool temples, but yeah, all those deers running about. And the deer are the main tourist attraction. They even sell some specific deer cookies you can feed to the deers, which results in them being super greedy and proudly even chasing down some tourists because they just want to have more cookies. We weren't chased down by deers, but we also didn't buy those cookies. One deer was really nice or really tame and decided to lick my hand, and not only to briefly lick my hand, but continued to lick my hand for, I don't know, like 1 or 2 minutes, which was fun. Yeah, pretty sweet and nice guys, these deers. Also, it was cool walking about those temples. I mean, there were so many different temples around, and everywhere deer, and it was so relaxing. It was so relaxing being outside, seeing even some baby deer, and yeah, just enjoying being outside, being there, being in this relaxing environment. Felt super good. Was also kind of lots of walking, but yeah, it was relaxing to just walk through those parks and take the time to enjoy everything, relax a little bit, going to parts where it's not too crowded, and just yeah, just have a good time there. So that was nice. Nara definitely is a good place. Seeing lots of deers. And yeah, in the late afternoon, we made it back to the train station to take the train to Kyoto. Was, I don't know, more than an hour or so until we got to Kyoto. Our hotel, apartment, place where we stayed, we were so lucky with this. On the one hand, it was super cheap. It provided us with a more or less full kitchen. It was also cool. It was super close to the train station. I mean, this was one of the main requirements for all the accommodations we used, that it's close to the train station, because we of course had our suitcase with us, and we don't want to pull that suitcase through an entire town or something like that. Anyway, we were super lucky. This thing was so close to the start to climb Mount Inari. Basically, it's this kind of place where you see all those torii gates, and they have, I don't know, thousands of torii gates, and they all sneak up the. I think I can slowly start to do my next trip to the village. But quite a good amount of paper already. Maybe it's a thing I can do next time or so, doing the next journey up to the village. But yeah, it was super cool. We were super close. So after arriving and buying some groceries and cooking dinner, we were like, okay, it's now 10 p.m. Let's go a little bit for a walk. Let's explore a little bit the surrounding area. So we went to the temple at the basically base of the mountain, of the ascent to Mount Inari, through all those torii gates. It looked so beautiful because we were there at nighttime and everything was illuminated. And we just wanted to go for a short walk there, take a look at the temples and so on. Then we saw a few of those torii gates. We got kind of intrigued by them, like, okay, there are those torii gates, those settler's well, this long sequence of torii gates that lead up to the summit of Mount Inari, where along the way are lots of temples, and even on top of it is a small little temple, little shrine. So yeah, we only wanted to investigate them. They looked super cool at nighttime, being illuminated. Then it was like, okay, let's just walk a little bit the path. Let's just see how it is. And then we started to climb up. And everything was nice. We were then wondering, okay, how long would it take to get to the summit, actually? The nice thing was, in the nighttime, it was completely empty. I mean, there were a couple of other people, but really like 10 or so in total. It was super calm, super empty. We had the entire mountain pass basically for ourselves. It was fantastic. And yeah, then we figured out, okay, it takes like, I don't know, 2 hours or so to get to the top. But at the same time, we felt like, hey, we are actually kind of close. So we just continued, get to a point like, okay, from here it's only 30 minutes or so to the summit. We thought, okay, this is cool. It's so amazing to walk between the torii gates. It's so cool to sometimes get a view from high above over Kyoto. Let's just continue. Well, it didn't take us more than 15 minutes or so, and then we were really at the summit already. So yeah, we got there shortly before midnight, and this was so fantastic. It was so calm, it was so serene, it was so much fun climbing there. The fact that the torii gates, that everything was illuminated, was so cool. We never were in complete darkness. It felt so nice walking up there. And yeah, getting to the summit. So instead of saying, okay, we do this next time or in the morning and during daylight or so, and especially after having walked around Nara for the whole day, we were like, okay, let's do a little bit. Then we did more and more and more, and all of a sudden we were at the top of the mountain. So this was really a great thing, and it was so much fun. Having enjoyed this, it was even more nice that we did this after we got outside the next day. It was a little bit rainy well, not really. Sometimes there was a little bit drizzle, but it wasn't really getting wetter, so it was still a very nice and dry night as we climbed up there. But some rain was predicted, and it really rained the next day in the morning, so we took advantage of this and said, okay, we stay inside, we stay in our accommodation for the morning, just watch some anime series, relax a bit, take our time before heading out. And it was really a relaxed morning, relaxed early afternoon. I'm not quite sure when we left the apartment, but then it basically stopped raining. And although it was still rainy and not the best weather, the entire area around the temple and the start of the ascent up to Mount Inari and so on was completely crowded. And we were thinking, we are so lucky that we did this at night yesterday. We saw the exact same thing. We even had the fun of being there with nighttime and having everything illuminated. And it was empty. And I think it's not a surprise that usually it takes so long to get up there, because there are so many people that you basically just have to walk in one queue. And it must be really annoying getting up there during daytime. So we were so happy about this. And we did this the last night before. But yeah, our goal for the first full day in Kyoto was to get to one of the main streets, areas, where lots of shops with cool Japanese stuff are located, where we where we could just take in a little bit the scenery, and yeah, we really enjoyed this time in Kyoto. There, it was really a cool place. Seeing some more of the temples, trying some local food, some local street food, browsing some chopsticks shops. Man, that's a tongue twister. So this was cool. No, very cool seeing various interesting chopsticks. Overall, Kyoto felt a little bit that like their Japanese theme park, so to say. Everything was somewhat in a very Japanese architectural style. Lots of temples were around, so it was just fun walking around there and seeing all those various places, various sites, climbing up some other, well, not mountains, but getting up to other temples to just see how all those temples look, to take a closer look at them, and following some very touristy streets where lots of, well, as I said, street food and chopsticks and other Japanese stuff are sold. So this was cool, and it was still kind of crowded, although the weather wasn't good. And yeah, we were just so happy that we did the Mount Inari hike the day before. Time went by then rather quickly as we explored Kyoto. Soon it was like dinner time, and the sun started to set, and it was like, okay, what do we want to eat? And I was still at this point about, I still like to try out some Kobe beef, and looked up on Google Maps. Okay, there's a Kobe beef restaurant. We got there only to realize what I told in the beginning. Okay, 100 grams of beef costs 100 euros. So basically, getting a real meal would have been super expensive. Then was like, okay, we're not going to do this. So we looked for some alternatives until we found another okonomiyaki restaurant. This was a cool place. I was a little bit intimidated by the table setup, basically, as they also allow. I'm not quite sure if you're supposed to sometimes even fry the okonomiyaki yourself, or it's just for keeping the food warm for yourself. But basically, they have a gas heated hot plate in the center of the table, where then the food is put on and kept warm, which is a nice thing. But at the same time, it was like, okay, they are only between me and the center of the table, like 10 centimeters or less of space. And then there's this hot plate. This felt a little bit intimidating, as with the gas fire heating up that plate, it started also to radiate some heat, and was like, okay, be careful, don't touch it. It might be bad when you get too close to it. But it was a fun place, it was a good place. I ordered a big okonomiyaki, which was super delicious. It was super good, and it was once again so amazing, like how cheap food is in Japan and how much food you get for a small price. It was great. It was a good thing to spend the evening at, before we, after having had a very good dinner, we moved out to get to another temple. I mean, we visited so many temples. I mean, there are plenty of temples, and it was also a cool temple. All those temples, I mean, they look nice at daytime, but with all the lights, they look way cooler during nighttime. It was super nice to get there and walk there about a little bit before. I don't know. Before making it home. eventually. And yeah, that was another cool day, full day in Kyoto. Being super happy about the fact that we did this mountain ascent the next day, the day before, and yeah, this was basically our main Kyoto experience. It was really nice walking about there. The next day, we had to leave Kyoto again, but we wanted to explore it a little bit more. Rather get to another temple district, another area of Kyoto. We had to leave our apartment, so we used another coin locker at the train station for our luggage. We secured it away, and we first went to a bamboo forest, which we had to cross. This day after the rain of the last day, it was so humid. It got warm again. It was really, really humid and really hot. So this felt a little bit uncomfortable, but it was still nice. First walking through the bamboo forest, and there was some kind of park, public outside area, which was super nice to walk about, getting down to a river. It looked really like, okay, we're no longer in a city environment. We are now more of in some kind of jungle forest environment with lots of rolling hills, the river running at the bottom of the valley. It was really beautiful looking at it from high above, as we were on top of the valley, and then descended down to get to the river, walking about there. We basically took our time to really take in a little bit the scenery. Another part of Kyoto that is kind of nice, so that we had not only the city parts, but also some nature parts. It was kind of nice. Before we got out there, before we got to that bamboo forest, we also went chopstick shopping. Wanted to get some cool chopsticks. I definitely got some cool ones. I always enjoy using to eat with, so that's definitely a cool souvenir, the useful thing. And yeah, towards the late afternoon, we had to get to the train station and take lots of trains, because our final destination of this 7-day round trip was to go to the Japanese Alps and go hiking there. It took us quite some time. I think we arrived at 9:30 p.m. or something like that in this little mountain village, which is also famous for skiing and so on in the winter time. At first we had a normal train, then we had a very, very small train. This felt so fun to see. Okay, this train only consists of one car. Basically, it was a one-car train. So fun being basically completely alone on the train and going somewhere out in the wilderness. After checking into the place we had there, it was a share house room, which was super cool. This was it has such a nice bed. It was such a comfy bed. So this was amazing. Staying there. It was small, but still very good, and was also nice with the shared kitchen and so on, so that we can prepare our own food and so on. We went on a quick walk through this little town and saw some rice fields in the moonlight. We didn't really realize that, hey, the mountains surrounding us are really mountains, and they are snow covered because there was so much snow over the winter. So that was nice. But yeah, the next day was really mind blowing, as we then opened the windows and saw the surrounding area. But I will talk about this next time. So I hope you enjoyed the Tokyo part of my journey to Japan. It was really amazing being in Kyoto, and especially the hike up at night through all those torii gates. That was cool. And yeah, with that, we are at the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you join me next time. Thank you so much for watching. Until then, my name is Sebbi. See you!